too?
Yeah, and it saves it to our website automatically when we're doing all this. And I can show you that. Okay, so now here's our YouTube channel. It's kind of set on mute, which is how we want it. Otherwise, it'll double do it. And then it's just like anything when you want to share a YouTube video.
Okay.
How you just say share and then copy. I always look at these last three, just a mental note, because to make sure I'm getting the right thing. So copy, and then you go back. And then you go to our, this is our open media page, which is the website. And you just, you go to edit. And then you go down. And Susan's so glad she doesn't have to do this anymore. And then you just go down to video URL and paste it. And I can show you, it takes a couple times.
Yes.
I'm just used to it now. So it's, and then you just save it.
Awesome.
And then you just go back to indexing.
Hello.
Press
How are
go.
you? Rick, correct me. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Betsy. And then it's all ready to go.
Okay.
And then I just put in a thing here for in the chat. I just say, and then you have to change it to where it says host and panelists. You change it to everyone. And then I say, if you'd like to speak about a topic that's not already on the agenda, please type it in the chat. And then and then under audience business, well, they always ask if anybody has something.
Okay.
So that's it.
Jen, you have packets?
Did you not get yours?
No.
Is it downstairs?
Probably is.
Okay. I got you.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
She's brand new. I remember her.
Yeah. So she showed me the condo that was super expensive in the house. So trying to find something cheaper.
Yeah. Well, I think she's out of commission for a while, because like I said, she literally had a baby yesterday.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, she had told me, I thought it was gonna be in May, that she's gonna have a baby.
And what is the last?
May
She
6th.
decided to use,
Wow, that's,
yeah, she wanted that out.
I bet. That's how my wife happened with our first one. She was like, we're gonna use this.
Wait a minute. Oh,
Cool, well, it's glad to have a connection.
She finds anything I like her.
Yeah.
why is the key?
And you saw kids that were with me?
One son is graduating. Already some college already. So it is where we downsize. We don't live in big house anymore. We just makes it perfect because we can't afford big house. Whether the small house or condo, it's kind of. So if we can find a good deal on a condo, it's really cheap for rent, nice. Or find a house that we can. Kind of, and we have a big house that we're. We just. And then for that, I guess. Yes. Hey, Mark Reynolds. Mark Reynolds. Nice to meet you. Yes.
How are you?
Good, how are you, Katie?
Jennifer, right?
Yeah, awesome. This is my husband, TJ.
Hello.
Hi,
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for all your help.
Yeah, thank you. You guys have a seat and we.
So, hey, Jen.
What's happening?
Good, how are you? Great. Good. I see you out running, good job.
I am.
Yeah.
Oh, are you one of the people out there 6 or 5?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm always like, hey.
Yes,
I don't usually recognize him.
I know.
That's a good time to run because nobody else is out there.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
How's it going? Yeah.
Thank you. I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take this.
Yes. Yeah. Hi, I'm Zach. Nice to meet you. Yes. Yeah.
So nice to you.
Oh.
No,
I started one thing.
April's impossible.
Ladies.
Flip flops and a ski coat.
Whatever.
Wait for your Mace snow to come. That's when it really throws you. How's it going, John?
Good.
Good. Yeah. Yes, I think- Making sure.
It's a big chair.
There's a lot of stuff on the floor.
Cords.
So we've got three houses. How do you think we'll have time to do the? We might have to have a.
How's it going?
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Guidelines,
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
because I've been,
I'm gonna fall asleep if you talk about
I know, we're just gonna have to say no to some of this, because we don't have time.
Sorry, folks.
Sorry. Yeah. Hey, how are you?
How's it going, Sean?
Did you find Flagstone yet?
Awesome.
Pardon, did you find Flagstone yet? Really? I want to come by and see. That's fun. I feel like you've done something substantial when you put in Flagstone. don't you?
Yeah, you better.
Yeah. I hear you. This long, so maybe see your hair.
Well, you know, it's kind of wild. John had a ponytail.
Yeah.
Finally said, we have to stop this.
Once it heats up, it'll be gone.
Yeah, it's good for good work in the cold. Huh?
Because they came on me for 30 years, so it's not just sort of a ponytail.
Yeah, she wishes to have such a ponytail. If that's not part of the deal. So Cindy, we were just actually saying maybe we should just have a workshop to work on guidelines because we're not going to have time tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I was going to even suggest that we have a couple of us get together and
Yeah.
take a run at some of it and then have a time when we just have a workshop.
Yeah, and I
Pair
found,
up.
yeah, quite a few. My first one, I'm not sure if everybody else's are in that shape. My book one has a lot of disarranged things, headings in the wrong places or missing or stuff like that, which I think is
Very
trying
poor
to change.
print.
Yeah,
Print job.
trying to change it the first time.
Lousy print job. on book.
Yeah.
So, no, we're not going to, the radar agenda, sir? No, way we're gonna talk about
Yeah.
this tonight.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like church. Where do you think those benches came from?
Let's get paid.
There's plenty to do.
It's something.
Yes, you
They're
did.
different. They weren't that color.
I know, I saw
They
that.
had
Terrific.
chairs.
I know.
No.
And yes, it's that's like, so we still don't have any place for the person, the victim to come out. and say, like they do in British court, they have to go stand in front of you, they don't stand the whole time.
Should have a tractor loader.
Reject.
I think I should do this all up. I don't know where my agenda is.
Okay, I only have one snafu, it's not,
No,
I'm gonna use the right camera on Zoom.
Okay, you have 2 minutes.
No pressure.
No worry.
There you go, Jen.
You have to have some place for people to sit down.
I know.
Yeah, we would-
Thought you took care of
Talk
that.
to us for back
It should be
there.
Thought you took
shown
care of
this,
What?
which is
Thought
this
you
camera.
took care of it.
No, that was up to you. No one was up to you.
But, yeah, the,
We really do have to have a couple of chairs or something out there because people can't stand up and discuss their budget.
well, and to hold it all in their lap, you know, if they've got some materials or whatever.
Yeah, but we need to start talking to people about houses when they're sitting back there.
Well, let's see. Here is one
Chair
chair.
back there.
Is that Jen's chair? How about that?
Take Bob's chair.
Yeah, well, hey, Cindy, whose chair is that? The gray.
Right, which is what I'm not.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so take the seat.
Right?
We were saying, we need those objections. Pull the thing.
But people should be able to sit up there and talk to us.
Yes,
They can't have them sitting way back there. We need
We have to bring in like a little, what are those, you know, like. TV trays.
No, I like it.
Yeah, we know.
When did they do this? While we were all gone?
Hey, Jen, we want that chair up here.
Talk to us.
So the person who's still there?
It's the victim's chair.
We can't have them sitting in the back. row.
Can they just find one?
Yeah.
We need to hold up.
That was nice of you, Sue, but, you know.
Yes, we do want to.
Yeah, Mom, there's never chair. Stand in the front, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
We're improvising.
Okay.
Look, Jen.
We are, I think, it's just a little
We're just getting used to this. Okay, are we set to go? Cash?
We are.
Okay, so if you would call meeting to order, please take the roll.
Johnny, here, Sean Platt, here, Cindy Young, here, Betsy Blackson, here, Mark Reynolds.
Here.
Bob Hamilton, Greg Dancer.
Here.
Okay, and how about agenda approval tonight? Do we have anything?
Cindy, you have anything?
Agenda approval.
On this agenda? You gotta be
I do have one thing that we're gonna not do the signs, the electric vehicle.
Oh, no sign, okay.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I can look at that, yeah. Okay,
I think, yeah, we need to make a decision about guidelines. And so, yes, at the end of
Okay,
it,
so
but
we'll-
it's not that we're gonna do them, but we need to decide how. we're gonna
set up a meeting, okay. All right,
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended. Mark?
give me a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against. Audience business. Is anyone here not on the agenda tonight for audience business? Okay, easy. And now we go to old new business, Catherine and Theodore DeVoe.
Come on up.
Okay, and now if you will push the chairs
You can go
forward.
ahead and
so
push
we
the
can
chairs
sit.
forward.
Please
Nice and close.
please take the hot seat. Yeah,
Bring the other ones.
Where's room for two?
that's right. That's right. Be comfortable, yes, yes. Come on up.
Super.
Yeah, yeah.
What a wonderful.
Then when we're done, Jen's gonna push you down the stairs.
Yeah. There you go.
That's it.
Dump you out.
That's it.
That's it, you're done. Okay, so please state your name and address and tell us briefly about your project.
Sure, my name is Theodore DeVoe, address is 2091 Clear Creek Drive, Georgetown, Colorado, 80444. And this is Catherine DeVoe.
I live in the same address.
And today's, for the items that we submitted were for approval to upgrade some of our windows. We have recently moved in, end of October 2021. And some of the windows have been replaced prior to that. And so we're looking to replace the remaining windows that didn't get replaced as part of that previous work, which we believe will help out with, better insulation, helping out with energy costs as well. And they do meet the same design in color as the other ones that were previously installed on the house. So it is a total of total of 5 windows. 4 are located on the main floor, and then 1 window is located in the master bedroom on the second floor.
And are they going to the same location?
Same locations,
Existing-
no structure change. Yeah. no
Same
structure change.
size.
Same size, yeah.
You
Really, the
mentioned,
only change, you really won't see any change. The only change really that they'll be is that they'll have some capabilities to be able to open them up for ventilation during summer months. And that's it. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, is that because they're double hung or because they're cranked?
Right now, they don't open at all.
Yes, but which way will, I mean,
Some, I think some of them are, a couple of them are cranked due to the wind, and then some of them will be one that kind of opens up a little bit on the outside, I think.
this way, so it's not, it doesn't give you a double hung appearance. You
Yeah.
know, there's no cross break.
No.
Okay.
Correct.
Basically, the same as what's there now.
Correct, yes.
Non-reflective glass,
I believe so.
okay, meaning they're not adding reflectance.
No.
Okay. If it's just standard glass and you didn't ask for reflectance, they're not adding.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
And the material is Typon. Yeah,
I'm sorry?
the material?
The materials are the windows are made of a composite, which they told us were better for environments that have, severe changes in temperature, to cold to warm. So
This is called Fibrex. Similar to Typon?
Yeah.
And it's that wood looking stuff.
Yeah. I'm not seeing like it's out by X. I don't know. Do you know which one?
So you want to speaker, then that one's the only other choice.
It's just normally you can hear the people talking. It comes through here. I don't think I can stop this. I'll be back.
No, that's gonna be microphone.
We can do, D2.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, but it's-
Okay, so.
as long as it's not recorded.
A,
I think this is most.
and they would all have an action. And, as Mark just said. Each of
Yeah, I did that.
I make a motion to accept the site is presented.
Second. All in favor?
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
For the record, say your name and address.
Griffin Street, we don't have a legal address. Oh, I submitted, beginning of the month, and we had to, come back and redesign the front of the house, so we did that. It was here for me.
What I brought was a picture of the house that is down the street. Because one of our concerns was that we were looking for a differentiation between the two houses. And so I thought,
Our design changed, did that.
yes, but I wanted the folks to be able to say with the house down the street, this, if you want to take a look at it, this is what it looks like, so you can look at it with the plans. I just,
Did you have this over there? Okay.
Jeff, why don't you explain to us what you did on the front, change it, because the drawing, does.
So from the bottom up, the actually moved the garage doors out so they're not recessed. We changed the finishes on that. We changed, there's two now shed roofs over the garage. We added columns, finished columns on the sides. And we also changed the main entry with the shed roof to different columns. And then we also changed the windows on the main level and added the roof eyebrow that goes across that delineates the main floor to the second floor. We're going to wrap that roof all the way around. Yep.
I like that. So you have a picture of the old one? That's the house down the street. Yes, sorry, okay. We don't have a picture. Oh, we don't have the last one.
I can grab that for you guys.
Mark's got it here, but that was.
actually, this was very short as last.
Yeah, and you decide to watch the roof lines, the changes. Not with the different color schemes. Comments?
Yeah, I have one comment. Is the very, in the peak of the roof, is that roof truss, truss a ornamentation?
We're actually.
I was gonna, because that's almost a
Yes, no,
signature.
Gary didn't delete that, I told him to delete that,
Okay.
so that's gonna
that-
be totally different.
Yeah,
So
that's,
that's-
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what your signature.
We're not gonna have it sticking out like the beams are here, and then that's gonna be.
And then you will get the scour
Correct.
look.
Correct.
Brett, Sean, you have any comments?
Just wondering about the windows, with the awnings on the bottom. All over those. On one side.
What's your first start?
Well, we're changed from the other house, I think that's why they did that.
That's what we were asked to do, is change them up.
Lines?
Well, that's how they open.
Well, they're a picture window, so they don't have grids, and then they have lines for, so you can still open and get there.
Definitely.
But it does divide up. But it shapes, not necessarily
It's about the
better.
same way.
It's better.
Yeah, and he's got,
So you want to change those back?
now, he's got holes on the top guys too, that wasn't on before.
Yeah, yeah, between the second and third. Somewhere there.
Any kind of handicap access into this house?
We
You have
got
to go up the stairs in the garage to get this.
Oh, yeah.
Main floor. So somebody might want to rent this house later, who's,
Yeah, but that's not required.
That's not,
Yeah,
that's not
that's-
required, that wasn't required.
all right, so we don't have any.
No, it's not a public space.
If it was commercial, yes.
We will. Right, this is the residence, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody happy with windows?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sort of with them, further for the verts and the, in the center.
Well, that's what we had. in the second one, different.
Yeah, but you gave enough, you gave so many other, you've given it roofs, you've given it all kinds of different pieces.
So
It's the
change
same,
those back.
it's the same space or not? Yes, these look distinctly tall. What do you think?
The double one better.
I'm okay with that line. I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that?
Yeah, last time you said you didn't want.
Right,
Okay, everybody
What do
agree
you
on-
take back?
You want double hunks?
So
Yeah,
are two,
we want to-
Maybe two double hunks together, right?
Yes.
I know, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
You guys happy with two double hunks?
Yeah, I think that keeps it.
Sorry. Got the speaker to work.
Okay, Jeff, if you want to do this back.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
And we're eliminating the little trust program.
Yes, yeah. we'll delete that there.
Of course, that is a real thing.
Yeah, no, we're gonna change that. I don't, we just didn't get it clear. Gary went in for triple bypass yesterday, so he's gonna be out of commission. for a couple weeks.
Okay,
I think.
anybody have any questions about around this different elevations? If not, let's get some sightings, it's going.
All right, sightings, no site, residential. Page 5 of book 3, and And it's pages. Yeah, no, it starts actually on page 7. Page 7 through 9.
I'm sorry, what chapter?
We are in section 1, chapter 1 of book 3. Mass and size, A, similar mass and size to neighboring structures. Yes. And B, it develops the general shape of structures in the area. And C, it's within 5 feet of the average height of the structures within its immediate area, and it is. And it's facade and D, so all it shows. Page 8. The roofs are totally simple, but they are gable hip. And and C, they're similar to those seen traditionally.
Page 8B.
That's page 8, A and C. Page 9.
We got our E2, black skylights, question.
We have skylights. Page 9, relationship sound grid, yes, A1. And 3. And 4 rather, on the same page, page 9, 4, A. We have a little porch.
Yep.
So the, okay, then we're going to page 74. Which is the rest of all this stuff. There aren't many natural resources on his.
Yeah, we'll put some in this.
I know, but it's what we're trying to do, but this says is protect existing, and I don't think we have much existing.
One on the side, the other number two.
And I don't see that there are on-site hazards to this site either. The site drainage, I think that we should, it sits on a corner and it's sloped down.
Yeah, it's got good drainage.
Yeah, so, page 75, section 3A, the drainage does not adversely affect adjacent properties. And I don't think the preservation views is page 77, 5A, orient the primary structure of the building towards the street. It does. A1, A2, A3, and B, because I think that if you look at the, what is that, north? That's north. North elevation, there has been consideration of the fact that you could see it a lot because it sits on the corner. To page 8, which is chapter 4. Really isn't landscape.
Or you have any patios? Okay. Is there a patio?
Any walls. We'll go right into the lot and just go over the walls or walls.
No.
And it says, on the landscape, conserve the natural topography of the site, but this site, the only way to build on it is to build into
Yeah, everything else around the state.
saves the site. Yes. Page 82, exterior lights, and you did not show where you're going to put lights on the outside, but obviously there will be some.
Yeah, I know the other side.
Yes, a full cutoff. Okay, so, and they will be simple in character, just as there we are. All right, page 82, section 3A, A1. And A4. And
Oh, you said A1 and A4.
yeah,
Right.
I had B1, E1, down like. The bulb going in close to the shade.
What are you gonna do for driveway? Jeff, you're gonna use gravel? Yeah, okay, I would like to, yeah.
I think we would stipulate that one, okay? Page 83. The garage doors. What are our garage doors?
Well, it depends on feedback we get from you guys. I mean, it can be paint grade. I don't know what the requirements are over there. Those we just did a wood type, but this house is gonna be more Victorian, so we'll probably just go with some of the accent, the existing color of the house. Painted with glass in it? Yeah, okay. They're kind of like we're doing on Main Street, they're all painted with, we're gonna match that. Okay.
So the garage should be subordinate to the primary structure. Do you feel that that's true?
It's the only place that we could.
So-
So it's subordinate because it's under.
So as far as the painted doors, and you said to match the color scheme, obviously, we would prefer those to not be like highlighted, so like.
Right,
The
so
same
they.
color of the house, those doors.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, if they can then almost be done without the windows, they become sort of a piece of that whole foundation.
Yeah, that's.
But there's no other windows on it.
There's
Yeah,
windows on the side of it.
Just lets a lot of light in the garage. I mean, I think if we paint them. Yeah.
That's a stone veneer,
Mhm.
so we're painting them a different color than the veneer they're sitting in.
Well, the garage doors will kind of, it'll go more with whatever paint scheme you do with the house, not with the stone.
Right, but it means they will stand out from the stone.
Well, what color is stone?
Probably
Right,
makes
color.
it gray and all kinds of stuff. But I wonder, because if the count, for instance, if the house were painted that blue garage doors,
Yeah.
would make them pop right out. I mean, they would be better off to be gray alongside the stone.
So it blend in with that whole exterior.
Yeah, I know what you're expecting.
Yeah, do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
And have you chosen G color yet?
No, let's not go down there.
Yeah, we don't get to know that. We'll have to wait and see. Tell me the working list.
That's all right. That's all right.
Okay.
But it says you have.
Different on both houses.
Totally good.
Yeah.
Purple.
No, before you go. Okay, we're down to. I think we're gonna go with lighter colors on it, you know?
I'm
Either
down
like
to
gray
D
or-
and on page 83.
Is that the first thing on page 83?
No, we had garage someplace.
Well, we have avoid parking in the front yard, so we don't take.
So-
Here's the other thing I did want to mention, I didn't mention when I was staying with the house with. I was thinking I would like to maybe do on the shed rows, do like a standing seam, that would be another really big change to the front, this one, you know.
if that's going to be so, we need to specify that that's a possibility because this plan says composition stone.
Yeah, that's why I'm bringing it up, because I wanted to ask you about it a little bit. When we change the windows back and remove that top gable piece, we'll make a note to that. I just wanted to make sure it was okay with you guys.
So just on the garage eyebrows
And the front.
And that whole front
shed-
piece.
All the shed roofs on the front would
um,
be the same, standing seam type roofing.
okay. So they did, I have notes,
Yeah.
It's not, any colors is tone, actually.
Yeah.
But you know,
I do know what you mean.
Cindy, what, she's missing 83. what-
yeah, I didn't hear the same thing.
well, 83, when it says the garage door should not dominate the scene, that's when I became concerned that a color that came from the house got planted in the middle of stone, and I think it would be better to have that, the garage blend with the stone veneer than blend with what's above it in the house.
But she cited A,
Okay.
Yes, and inside A and,
A1.
yes.
And then you're down to D.
And I think so. We're trying not to dominate the scene. B1 actually. E. And E1, the driveway materials of travel. And then went to page 86, the utilities, and utilities is our traditional, I can't find which, oh yes, it's A6, that any of the vents that come out of the house will be painted dark, expensive. Yeah, so the
Appurtenances.
what?
Appurtenances.
Appurtenances.
Wow.
Okay, where are we? And then chapter, at page 92. Chapter 12. Chapter 2, directional emphasis. Yes, they have for A and B, the windows and doors reinforce the vertical emphasis. Section 3, A, windows and doors correspond to the overall directional emphasis. And C, we're gonna keep working on those garage doors, try to minimize the inherent impact. We have no porches, awnings, balconies, patios, or decks. Building materials, page 96. And the exterior is hardy plank,
Yes.
and then you've got hardy panel verticals up on the top. And corner boards are what size?
6.
6? That's a nice thing. Window trim?
4 and 6.
Anybody? What's these questions?
Exposed foundation.
Okay.
Do you have any exposed foundations?
No. Just the 6 inches code.
What are those columns? Are they columns or are they buildings? No, one columns. Yeah. What size of the homes?
They'll probably wind up being, it'll be 6 by 6 with the rack 3/4, so it'll be about 7.5.
Or something solid
Yeah,
that doesn't work. Too big, so
no,
they're solid.
If what you left, Stacy, inside.
You said it's 4 inches low on the plan.
yeah, so do you guys, I mean, can you go 5 or does it have to be 4.5?
You can go 5.
Yeah, because I was gonna do 5, it's kind of been doing.
That's not 6.
No, that's 5 inches.
Okay, did we put any sightings on 96, Susan?
No.
All right, 96, A. And C, it's newer synthetic materials, because basically it's hardy board, which isn't the horizontal lifestyle, but. And C1, we know it's stored. And C2? C2, okay. And on page 97, section 2, A, roof materials, A1, composition singles.
And that one. It's saying using sheds. He's doing same.
Yes.
So it's B, but it's also a B1, the metal roofs will have earth tones and have a matte non-reflective finish. And thin rates. Okay, and if there are gutters or downspouts, if you want to put gutters on it, one thing is to paint the gutters so they match.
Color match.
If so you got a color match, because then the gutters will disappear. So see. What do you see for those? Yes, okay. 97 C. And that's what I gave up.
I think you're there. Unless somebody has something else, somebody have anything else?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for going back to the drawing board. Oh, yeah, no problem. I would make a motion to
Go back to the drawing board.
We have stipulations.
Yes, the truss and the gable will be eliminated. The second story front windows will return to double hung. Gravel driveway, and staying seam roof on the front eyebrows and the shadows.
And the hardy board can be a 5-inch exposure.
Okay.
Since it's a form plants. But we will end up doing all of that before it goes in for a building. Yeah, and so somebody will check and see that those things are happening.
Okay, put your motion.
My motion is to approve the stipulations.
Okay, do you want a second? Any more discussion on this comment? All in favor? Yes.
All right. 921 Main Street. Come on up. Grab a chair.
This is a preliminary.
Okay.
That's what it says.
Lord, I guess I could have let you stay there, I'm sorry. Let's make this a good vote. All right. Why don't you guys introduce yourself, tell us what you're doing.
George Snicker, I live at 400 Bank Street. For a new build on the lot on Main Street. Since 1910. I'm moving to my son, Ryan. He lives at 906 Quebec.
So this is a preliminary review.
Yes.
Well, Jennifer will probably be a preliminary review because you had a lot of questions before when we first submitted.
Yeah.
Because it does not have a zoning review on it, or this on it.
It
Why,
doesn't have what?
a zoning review, it,
Because we weren't sure about the actual site plan. And so I thought you guys could tell him where to go from what he's got submitted.
So what's involved in the zoning?
oh, a zoning review. It says, okay, on a single family by the town, we don't do zoning.
Wasn't that the board of adjustment that made that?
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is what has to be reviewed is, we have a standard sheet that usually comes with our applications that says, well,
Right, and we normally do,
if Mark doesn't mind, I can use this as an example. for the moment. It's a standard thing that says, okay, what's the zone, what's the land use, what are the minimum lot requirements, et cetera, and that gets attached so that we know everything has been passed out.
That's just part of your
That's
submittal. You haven't get to that part yet.
Yeah, so
no,
that
they didn't get to that part because what he submitted, and then he didn't submit the site plan until like pretty late, like I wanted to get the packet out.
Sure.
So I thought, okay, let's make this a preliminary,
Good idea.
and then I didn't think that he needed, we didn't have time to do the zoning review.
Okay.
Basically.
Are we supposed to?
No.
No, down there. You're good.
Yeah, we're good for
Okay. So you have the 3 lots there, and which lot is this going on?
The one next to 10th Street, right next to the.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got it, yeah, right here. Okay,
Yeah, it's next to the shower.
okay, are you gonna fill up the grade so it's even with the street?
Yes,
Okay,
okay, with the street, and then we'll go down. Yeah, would be great.
okay,
It's gonna be a lot less than it is right now, because the street deep now.
yeah,
So we're gonna fill it in. Any dirt that we take out for the foundation will be put into the fill. It'll be great.
but you're not gonna level a lot.
No, it's not gonna be level.
no, it's not.
It's,
No, I
it's,
understand.
the hill is like this.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah.
The neighbors are right at the toe, so to speak.
Yeah,
Piled up right to their house. Because the neighboring house backs right into it,
Mhm.
right at that spot, and so
going down the hill, go down this and then, or it gets to their, light might go like this. So that's gotta, we have to grade that out, so that down the hill, it's gonna be general slope. It'll be even with their fence line. Right now, it's about 3.5 feet above their fence line.
Well, how about we start with the front of the house, it's on facing Main Street. See what everybody thinks.
Oh, so we're not going to actually do sightings?
No.
We're not gonna do
Just,
sightings.
I think we just go through the
One
elevations.
separate,
Yeah,
good deal.
so you know where we're going.
All right,
So when do we find out about the sightings?
So that'll be when you actually do a formal, application.
so we'll get you ready for that, so anything that we see that isn't quite fitting in with what the sightings would be, we can let you know that now, so you'll come back, the zoning thing will be done, and it'll all be sent out.
Yeah.
Stuff we submitted from our application without the zoning process?
You did submit for a formal application, but the drawings that they needed, we did not get in time to do for the zoning review, so I had to add like the site plan at the very end. So most of the time with a new house, they kind of do a preliminary and then the next time
Yeah,
that's
see,
the formal.
Next report.
And then, so theoretically, when you come back, we'll all be there.
Okay,
is there the same word?
I was gonna start.
I've got 3 on mine. You guys have 3 on yours? Okay, let's start on 3. So that. Yeah, I can see it.
We kind of show some of the stuff I'm working on.
Are these all yours?
No, they don't.
The area involved is really hard for that.
What's that?
The area involved is really hard for that space.
How many square feet is this? 926, I think, it's 3 levels, right?
Now, at 926, does that include the garage or is that the living space? Looks very fine.
It's actually, it's longer than 35, it's got those overhangs. Brett, what did you come up with?
For square footage? I didn't.
Or, I mean, the total width with the overhangs, you said 35.
941 square feet with the garage.
If that's 40, then that's 35. Yes, but the top is a 40 by 35. Which doesn't come to 900. Actually, that's 40 times 35 is 941.
35 is 1400.
I know. Okay, so that's without, so without the garage. And the garage.
So in other words, the thinking is that it's a too large a house for that.
And that's why it's confusing. The area and both things don't matter. Yeah. 40%. You cover 40% of the lot. The lot is 37, 77. How many, that's what part of the question, the plot plan. Yeah, there's a box here that says there's a plot plan of this particular lot, but and the plot plan here gives you the fact that this lot is 3777, and that's, you know, each of these is in the 3738 range. Because when they took out that lot line, they made 3 small lots out of. But, you know, my question is, what is the, my basic question of this house is not its shape as far as roofs, and it is its whole area involved. I mean, there's some detail stuff too, but the detail stuff is detail stuff. You know, a door or a window. And my second question, because we have to be extremely careful that we're not creating drainage problems on other people. That's one of our guidelines in here, that we are, you know, not approving something that's that we really do need a topography that's a topography. So I think those to me are the biggest question. And overall, we would need a materials list.
I mean, what sizes are the windows?
They're on there.
That should be near the back, my number,
Is that all windows? That's windows.
And it's time, good. On the wall, man. If the house needs 40%.
material should be on the second page, in the back of that.
Yeah, the problem is that we hit that. And you do have to consider the garage, you know. And you do have, you know, measurements that are 45, 35. I don't know what 40. what, And the height of the front is 24 to the center of that front. panel. But
35. Without, yes.
yes. What is 40% of the center? Probably. Yeah. 50% of the trees. Yeah, but that's not. It's just that, you know. We're saying that it's the midpoint, I don't know if that's the midpoint of the cable, not the midpoint of the cable, it's 24 feet here. And there's a measurement in the back of the house that from the top to bottom of 39 feet.
Is that average from the lot?
And I don't know how the height works for the front and back.
Well, I don't know if you said that steep because of the swing of the land.
I understand that, but it's still 40 feet high. But that's what backs into your neighbors is, what backs into your neighbors is essentially that view.
Yes.
No, this view,
Yeah, no, that's right.
it's like this view. That's the back of that, yeah. And it's 40 feet tall. And I'm supposed to consider how something fits into their whole. I think that we have to real, need to go out and see how 40 feet of house fits into that neighborhood.
So you go in this house.
Okay, right, yeah.
What?
All of the tallest, the biggest.
The
back of the house faces the fence, the 30, 40, right behind me, more than household. It's all trees, not on the property. There's nothing behind this house. It's a 40-foot pine tree, and it's a fence. That's it.
But we're looking how it relates to houses, not trees.
So it's that makes it.
Well, I mean, I think we have to take a look at where it sits on the land. And with this in mind, and, you know, literally individually, go and look, Because you've got, you know, the chalet next door is not small. It's, you know, relative, it's not small, it's balanced. And what's going on across the street is small. But,
So you're saying it may be okay with it.
we have to look at this because the size, it's a large house. Small lot. It's the lot that's dropped is back. Yeah, but then you have what's on the back street too. You know. People. So that's that you asked what concerns were.
Okay, well, so that's at the very beginning is this, the massive scale. As we just, can we briefly go around and see if there's any other little flags that stick out with them to come back and be looking at this, because I don't want you to come back and say, oh, no, there's this. So we can.
Okay, so we're happy with the house and as far as windows.
I would do a formal plain garage door. Not
Oh, yeah.
except for garage door.
Thank you.
And I presume the trailer home, all the windows and doors.
Yeah.
And with corner doors.
Yeah.
Sizable one.
Yeah. Wonderful. Very
I
good.
think I go with it. One by six. Be more appropriate than the windows would be 1 by 6. And your door trim could be 1 by 6.
And how much your driveway material all around the front.
Well, we haven't even talked about that, we talked about drivers, about, you know, runners, that kind of thing. I don't think concrete,
Okay, well, we
even if it's concrete.
Yeah. That's all, there's several good alternatives.
No,
It's very flat.
I gave you all the new ones, we don't know what they're using, so we didn't try to stay there.
We're going to find naturals, the new construction house.
And those will be exposed aggregate, so it's got the rock that shows in the concrete,
Okay.
it's a rough texture, it's not smooth.
Oh, okay.
And on your windows, we're trying to steer people away from plywood windows. You know, do we remove fiberglass or?
No, they're still, they're Marvin windows and they're extruded aluminum on the
Yeah.
outside.
Okay. Very good. Then let's go over to the south side. Don't we have a question on the,
Yeah, we're seeing on the south and north sides this thing. Like it's concrete block, is that like a cut stone or what's that finish on there? On this lower part?
No, that's this,
This
cinder block, it's a part of the foundation of that, so it's the basement.
finishes that, so that,
Finishes out, it'll have sure wall on the outside, and paint color, body color out. So it won't look like wood, it'll be sure wall, just.
like
It
stucco.
look like cement, it look like cement.
Okay, so
No,
finished. It won't look like siding.
it won't look like cement, no. It will look like part of the
But
foundation.
it won't shouldn't look like concrete either.
Well, it doesn't look like concrete, but it's,
More like stucco.
yeah, more like stuff.
maybe on your application, shoot a picture of what's on your house, so we know exactly what you're at.
Sure, no problem.
And also, if you can kind of tell us what your front door is gonna look like, that would help. Be helpful
And the
too.
picture of them.
Oh, is it?
Okay, that's fine. And then the side door,
The side door, the picture of them.
The side door is this one, the front door is the blue one.
Well, steel also.
never looked on that.
And so then, page 4, I'm assuming that's gonna be the north side, then, or south side. But we just do the south side, so this is north side, correct? Page 4, that's page
Yes, that's the
north side, okay, so same thing, you'll have that material over the stuff, the block here.
Yeah, so actually on that, there's gonna be a little bit of strength there, so we
Okay,
set it down.
Okay.
There's another, I think there should be a photo of it, in that.
That's green, so that door opens up to ground level.
Yes.
That's-
This is Main Street, this is
Yeah.
Main Street over
the south one. That's not what.
here. Yeah, so
No, it's
that picture's gonna get the string put on there, I don't know why, but there should have been one in there that had that on. I think this is one of them, I think you guys. This is one I have.
Sometimes things like that. So actually,
How do you get the terrace?
Oh, there is boulders in there. I got some big boulders on the property right next to, obviously, we're gonna find some more we get in there, so. The boulders are all that, retaining wall back there.
Can't go more than 4 feet with your retaining wall, so you don't have to, or else you have to have an engineer.
well, they have to be stepped back.
Yeah.
So not one bigger than 4 feet. If it's bigger than 4 feet, it has to be one and then, you
Yeah,
know.
those, I said there will be three. So
Yeah, yeah.
There'll be plenty of money to do.
That's the east, that's facing east, and that's the north.
Yep, this is the north side.
It's the very south. South side is the city.
This is the north side.
Would you be opposed to putting some, what I call belly boards across it that break that mass up on the sides? You know, waistband across there,
Yeah, I'm all for actually something like that.
and that'd be the same way with that, you,
You want some across the bottom?
yeah, just to break it up, you know, even up here, it help.
Okay. Maybe two, I agree, I think that'd be great.
But, yeah. but-
It would help breaking that up.
Which the south side of,
And the west side.
Okay. The sides marked on these are, this is the north side of the building. No, that's,
it's marked south.
it's no, excuse me, that one is over here, but the south is north.
Every week.
Okay, this is the.
And so then we are looking at the west side there, and we're gonna divide that up into belly bands.
The backside, yeah,
Yeah.
the backside, you definitely, and then we have to talk about that roof line. Is that too much straight roof in the back? Which is the west side.
This one, sure is not.
Uninterrupted roof.
Brent, how's it, John, how's that look to you? Yes.
Big wide area.
That's the maximum length is 35 to 40 feet. It's right in that, it's.
Question?
Also, it depends in the sense where it's visible from. And so that's my sense. Again, needing to walk around and walk. Because, you know. The one that I think that was not done, the problem is it's visible from every place, you know, it's tucked into a space and not as visible, that's.
You can't see between the second. Like, you have them inside the house. Okay? You can see that.
Shirley has a garage backs up there, lots of.
Yeah. Right, but when you're talking about, I'm talking about the roof expanse there, so yeah, you walk and try to envision what the person from, essentially from Main Street or, and what she's saying is that you basically can't see it because the landscape is changing.
Okay.
So there's no, doors or anything on the backside, nothing to walk on.
No.
I like it in your garage. I like your one car garage. It's a nice, little balance there with it.
Well, there's no parking on this. So you have to have off street, so, the only way you can do that is to have some kind of a garage or something. Everybody has two cars, almost everybody has two cars.
And I
We don't want anybody.
think construction is required to, you're required to provide off the street. Whether it's a garage or not, you're required to get on the street. Some of us were showing around years ago. Because they don't get a person that can file.
All right, so,
You know what would be extremely helpful is if you would put a couple of stakes in the site on what the four corners of this house are. That's good, that would be.
You won't be able
extremely-
to see him that way.
I'll put them on stakes.
We can, I mean, it's kind of hard because, construction across the street is using that, all that property as trash. The trash is over there.
If you could get, these snow fence, T-posts.
Yeah.
And also, I'll mark it so you guys can see.
Yes, and see where it is.
And the 20 plan.
I do have a question about, I know in the guidelines it says that the houses should be in line with the other houses on the street, right? That they want, okay, well,
That's,
there's no house on that street that's, well, 20 feet off and 20 feet off.
They're not, Michael's still out, that's the only problem.
So I'm wondering if maybe this house being set back so far on the lot will make it look odd. When you're looking down the street, because I was down, went down Main on the way here tonight, and all the new houses over there, they're all in line. And Roxy's house is right next to the road, it's only about 8 feet off the road. And those houses are right in line with that, so should we move this house so it's in line on this side of the road too?
I think that actually is an excellent question, visually, and that's another reason that it'd be good to know where it sits on the property, because, yeah, I mean, yes, that the guideline is serious on that the setbacks prevail, except if there is a prevailing setback that exists historically. And so we ought to take a look at where that is, because quite frankly, the whole thing might sit a little better if it was not 20 feet back.
You know, move forward, they don't make green the topography a lot better for everyone.
And it will make the same thing in the next house. That lot was used as, it's not the historical device.
No.
That was used many, many years ago to teach people how to use.
Bulldozers.
So it is historic. It's historic. Yeah.
Well, I used to sit and watch it bulldoze over there.
It's part of both those.
Yeah.
Let's have them stake it,
Yeah,
and I can tell.
it is big.
It's gonna be,
Want it to fit.
it's gonna be important because the other two blocks.
Yes.
And had those been sold?
We own those lots too.
Oh.
We're not going to, we're planning to build another house next door to this one. But the third lot, we're leaving it the way it is because there's a historic barn on it. We don't want to do anything to it, so it's just gonna stay there the way it is.
All right, so you own all.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't know.
And the next house, they got the chalet, our house, and Michael's house, right up on the 11th.
Right. Michael's house is right up.
It's right on the road.
The next house sits back there, but we followed the 24th.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not set in stone, sometimes things are a little bit different.
That's the topography of it.
Yeah.
It's all messed up.
I think we need to.
You guys have any questions?
Will you let Jen know when we've got flags up?
I'll take it tomorrow morning.
We'll be out there and looking.
We want to stake it, we'll stake it 20 feet back and also in line with the other houses.
I would just take it where you've got it at right now.
Okay, so we got
Because we can stand there and look at where our houses are, and do we have permission to enter your property?
Oh, no, you can't.
You don't have to stand across the
Bring
street.
your drones. Bring your husband.
Okay, so, you can tell them what else they'll need for the final submission.
That's my question right now. I was just gonna ask that.
So the zoning, so you need a topo,
Topo map. Okay, wait, I gotta put some right on.
And we need the square footage figured with the footprint square footage figured with garage in it. And we need to discuss the height measurements with the town.
That's the only thing that my comments right now is, it's a historic residential district, it goes by average, you gotta take the two. That's the only thing that we gotta double check on right now, is the height from the back is my own concern. So,
Yeah,
based on the map that you have shown here, we gotta make sure this is correct, because it could be misleading a little bit, it could be taller than what it really is. But it could change based if you move your house up a little bit. And so that's the only concern is the height right now from our end, and we'll do some more looking into it.
Do you guys need a map of where this house sits on the property? Where,
well, there is one sort of,
There is one in there that has the lot lines and the,
it has the square with
They
that.
didn't have that house on it.
But it doesn't have the topography on it, which makes it, that what you think that. Let me rephrase that, what the topography is going to be, not what you think it's going to be. And it is going to be when you finish.
this is central on you guys, it says the topography here on both sides. This is Main Street, or this is Main Street.
Yeah, 'cause I was looking at this.
Back to that one.
I think we.
Sure.
We have read
We don't have.
everything stable, and there are several. So that gives you the drop to 16. Which is a considerable drop.
But I think it's, I think it'd be long, front to back. 55 feet wide. Otherwise,
So let's get it first.
I got this on the page.
and you guys want this on 11 by 17, right? With the, or does that matter? Okay.
Jen, you don't have the drawing. One.
I thought it was in.
I mean, we have a lot.
So I think we have.
I know we really kept having more stuff and I'm going, what?
That's it, yeah.
Stay there.
I think this is great.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Okay, so since
You know, it's a lot easier to do this when it's, because only one person will talk at a time.
Just the whole thing.
Are we discussing anything else? Just because Susan's trying to take minutes, and I didn't know if this discussion was pertinent to the minutes, or we've gotten off on an instructional thing here, so is there anything else Susan needs to add to the minutes on this, or you done? I think Jen was giving information on what else they need for their application, and did we finish that?
Yes.
Okay, and
Okay, did you have any other questions? Or we done? Okay,
Okay, thank you
so we'll
guys.
go check out stakes.
Good, all right,
Thank you.
thank you. I'll do that in the morning.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's see the recording. So we do have. And this is just the recommendations for the. So we have special use permit recommendation to the planning commission. I'll take this.
Thanks. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
All right, guys, tomorrow.
Oh, was that you who wrote it to left? Oh, okay.
We're here for another segment, right?
Okay, what's your wife? Beth, okay. Thanks for coming. Thanks.
And Mark Davis. So, this is really different. I always like the personal.
We can't, so let's put it up there. We're gonna do another screen because I know the audience can't see that one, but tonight no one's on Zoom, so.
And yeah, I can see all of the shuffling papers. So anyway, just for the record, the Western Mill LLC is the owner of the property. I'm the manager of that. The 97. Peterson.
Okay, so the first part of this is the recommendation from us to the planning commission, so you know you're not here for the special use permit, you are recommendation.
On this segment of the presentation, yes, we're asking for a recommendation, a special use permit, so that we can do, and if we do, they have already approved the combination of lots 1 and 2.
Okay.
And this is a special use permit for an accessory dwelling unit.
That's correct. Which would be on essentially what was lot 1. And the house would be on lot 2, which is one of the main intent.
But it is all one lot at this point.
They approved the lot line exemption. We intend, if you approve what we're wanting to do, we will then file that at the county. It'll be official. So right now we have the right to file it, but we haven't officially filed it yet. So
And I think we'll file that for you. You give it to us and we do it for you.
If we don't get the special use permit, then we'll change things so that we're dealing with either the combined lots with a different, an attached structure, or possibly, we have the right to build 2 houses right now. Yeah, but we prefer not to do that. If we don't, if she doesn't file the lot line exemption, we have lot 1 that's buildable, lot 2 is buildable.
Right. Both of them being smaller lots. I mean, because Washington, your whole development has been on 5,000 plus.
But these are historic lots.
Yes, most historic lots are 5,000 feet. It's just in this particular neighborhood, they were 3750s.
Correct.
And so yes, these are historic 3750s. Yeah.
So, we're talking about,
The special use is so that an accessory dwelling can be built on the same lot as a primary dwelling. And in the newer sections of the town, that is my understanding is that is an approved use. You can have, but But in the historic sections of town, because it was not as common, that these were single family houses, they weren't houses with accessory buildings, that you can only do it with a special use permit. And so my understanding is that what you're proposing is a primary house and a secondary structure that would also have a rentable space in it. But it would belong to the primary house. So it is essentially one piece. Well, this will come up later. This is not, it is not a common thing in the historic zone, but that doesn't mean it isn't done. And I took pictures of about 4 of them that are currently in use that way, that are primary structures and have secondary structures on them that have a rental unit in it. And so, we'll go through our regular routine, but I'm glad it is a special use because I'm not sure we want every one of our historic houses all of a sudden putting a second house on their property for accessory use, but this is an empty lot. It's not as though you're crowding a historic house.
Well, this lot change is gonna make that house, have you built it to be bigger than the ones that are over there.
No,
Lot size, if the line is deleted, then that lot size is gonna be bigger than the other ones.
Yes, and
So the house could potentially.
so the house could be potentially bigger, yes, if it, just by the leaving the lot size, you could make the house bigger. This doesn't.
Theoretically.
Putting 2 structures on it will use that kind of space, but if you had 2 houses on it, it would end up using that kind of space anyway. I mean, it's 40% of the same thing, but it's either 40% of it one, or it's 40% and 40%, which adds up to the exact same thing. And so your lot coverage is the same.
Well, and we're not about the actual. Well, we're not about the one delineation, we're here about the accessory use, accessory building.
Okay.
So I do have my advisory matter questions for us, so we want to go through that. Does anybody have any questions or anything else they want to ask before we kind of go through this? No? Okay, so number 1, the effect of the proposed change on the general historic and or architectural character of the structure or area. So it's area in this case.
I think there is one.
No? Anybody else? Okay. The architectural style, arrangement, texture, and materials used on existing and proposed structures and in relation to other structures in the area. That's going to be good.
So that's not actually yet.
Appropriate. Well, but it will, because we'll be close.
Yeah, I know, but that's good, but
So not equipment at all.
not at this point.
All right, number 3, the effects of the proposed work in creating, changing, destroying, or affecting otherwise the exterior architectural features of the structure upon which such work is to be done. That's not applicable working. And number 4, the effects of the proposed work upon the protection, enhancement, perpetuation, and use of the structure or area.
Well, actually, but it's because of what they're proposing. Actually, if it permits you to make the garage subordinate and the back rather than attached to the front, it has an advantage.
Okay.
To the perpetuation, the enhancement of the area.
So appropriate. is our answer. And the use to which the structure or area will be put.
This is appropriate. It's residential.
And the condition of existing improvements and whether or not they are a hazard to public health or safety.
No.
Okay, compliance of the proposed development or work with all applicable design guidelines.
Well, we haven't
To
seen,
be decided.
we haven't seen the proposed. The proposed design is a different question than the use.
So that's NA acknowledgement. NA acknowledgement.
Yeah, because he's asking to know what you can build, and he's not, right, he's not saying, can I build that specific one, this special uses, can I build it as an accessory structure?
Okay, so for our recommendation, I need a motion to recommend the special use permit for the accessory dwelling unit as presented, to recommend it as presented with conditions, or to deny.
Also,
What?
just say the first.
To approve.
To approve.
Okay, Mark, and do I hear a second?
Yes.
Okay, any more discussion, audience comment? All in favor? Aye. Against?
Okay, now comes the question of what. Different question.
Is this in your packets, which would be in lieu of these?
There you go.
Okay.
You want to start?
Okay. I'll go ahead and resave the names and we'll go through that process.
The applicant is Major Anderson LLC, Mark License Manager, 97 Second Street, Georgetown. Oh, I'm sorry. I did.
I just feel that these are.
So many.
Washingtonville LLC.
Good catch, Cindy. Okay,
Are we doing this as a preliminary or what are we doing?
No, I don't think they do it preliminary.
Okay, at the full money.
please.
We're
Can
gonna
we
say-
just take the house first?
Absolutely.
This house is aligned with front lines. It's on the lead sheet. Mine's on the lead sheet.
We started tomorrow. There was a private conversation.
Okay, we're starting with the house. Right?
So one of those, that's A1.1.
A1.1, yeah. And did you ever sign doing this? We did. Someone else. Someone else. Minority. So we have. Then lot, we can do the box. I should have got some tea when I went to that part of the beach.
You want?
Yeah. So we do the house. We are starting in book 1 and book 2. Very good. And we're starting on page 8, 9. Book 1, page 9. Historic residential character area. Mass and size, the height of this house is basically the same deal as the height of the other houses. You are 24 feet into your central, 24 feet 11 inches into your central front gable. That's, pushing an inch, within an inch of its side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But its area involved is very much in keeping with the other houses that have been built. And so, and this is the one we considered removing the word historic in that first sentence. Okay. New construction should appear similar in mass and size to the structures found in the character area. And the structures being in its 300-foot radius as opposed to finding the one historic house and saying. So are we going, Susan?
To page 9.
Okay. Section 1, mass and size, A1, A2. And C. Pictures down below, page 9, C. We have to work on the walls.
Oh, yeah.
We were looking at it. Page 10. Roof forms. Vertically oriented rectangular, A1, A2. Actually, A3, B. B1, and your roof pitches.
912.
And public house. That's B2. And B4. We don't have any dormers. And D. Page 11, section 3, A1. It's interesting. There is no regularity of the dimensions side. Okay, then we skip back in the book to page 42, natural resources. What are trees? There are trees on that lot, aren't there? One?
Yeah.
I mean, there's some aspens and there's one evergreen.
There was this perennial thing that It's just,
So plastic.
yeah, exactly, and that's wrong.
There was a scrub over the same, I don't even know what picture it was, that was all over that whole.
I call them dirt tables, but that might not be the right term.
I think it's a cottonwood cluster that's there now, it's not an aspen though.
No, it's not an aspen, Miss Becky, but you're saying, you've got a landscape plan here on this page. And you're saying that your existing deciduous trees to be removed, obviously, because the house is on. But that you are proposing shrubs along the side,
Yes.
along the side of 10th Street. 10th Street's really interesting there.
Depending after, all these properties are going to get landscaped, they've already engaged landscaper. And where it's appropriate, we'll plant spruce, pine trees, aspen groves, flowering apple trees, whatever is appropriate at the site and working with the buyers.
It doesn't have a lot of lilacs in the neighborhood, so the fact that you have lilacs around this thing, we grow shrubby in the village. It is interesting because 10th Street, the visible 10th Street is not legal 10th Street. Yes, okay. Feel free to stay the street.
Okay.
No, you can't build anything.
No enforcement license required.
But still, you know, you know, it dead ends right there, so you essentially, the street becomes just the driveway to the houses on each side, right? So it's interesting, it doesn't meet all 40 of its feet, actually. So, all right, site drainage, well, that's sort of interesting, you got sort of a question back here, and you're digging into that with the second structure, correct?
Okay.
Okay. All right, but for the house, you don't have adjacent, it won't affect adjacent structure, so. Anyway, Susan, page 42, one, natural resources, it says, protect and enhance existing stands of vegetation. We're not exactly doing that, we're redoing the vegetation. I'm not sure I can with that. Page 43, the site drainage, they will not adversely affect adjacent properties. Is that one? A? That's 3A, yeah. That's, you know, 3B. But not for this project. Views doesn't count. The page 44. Site relationship, section 5. B, C, orient towards parallel towards lot lines. D, primary structure toward the street. D1, D2, D3. Page 45, setbacks, section 6A, A1. We have the, we don't, yeah, we do some red porch on the top. And so we could say 6C also. And then let's go to landscaping features. Page 48, number 1. B. Or B1. Put some plants in. And C, use plant materials compatible with Georgetown. And D, and are adapted to our climate. Well, like it says, it has to be drought tolerant, and he says it certainly does. And F, maintain a landscape edging along the edge of the site, and that would really be nice in that. Are there interior walkways? Yes, there are walkways up to the door. And we're just doing the house at the moment. And that's page 49, G. And the material in that would be the aggregate concrete. Colored aggregate concrete.
This specific color.
Yes, there is a specific color, it's the 2 pounds a day, whatever. 52 Are there patios? No.
Looks like there's one of these walls.
There's patios. Oh, flagstone. Could we use flagstone, please, and not stamped colored concrete?
Yes.
So that's page 49I, appropriate patio materials include flagstone, brick, and stone. Deck materials.
Just the cover porch, has either by that uses natural wood or the.
Yeah, we'd like the flexibility of either using the natural decay wood, which is long lasting 40-50 year untreated wood, or the composite materials that we're using on the other structures.
Okay, yeah, and it says that the composite deck material is appropriate for flooring only. It's not for the posts.
Right.
That is page 49, and that is J. Did we do G?
No.
The walkways?
G, I, and J2.
Okay, all right. We have retaining walls, but that's on the back structure, right?
Correct.
That's not, there's no retaining walls on the front. It's very hard for us to do two structures at the same time. I mean, just,
I think we can go back and do the garage if there's any additional things that pertain to it separate from this.
yes,
So because
yeah, so this is, and there are no fences.
Not on the plan, but we may be coming back. The concept I have is on the Main Street side is to have it slightly elevated 2 feet of natural stone. On the top of the natural stone, a very short picket fence, and then going into the house. But we have, until we really get the house situated and we're working on it, I'm gonna come back and ask for the fence.
Yeah, okay, so if any fences will be, fences, walls, or gates will be submitted as an amendment as at a later date. Is that right? Okay, and we don't have sidewalks. Lighting, the traditional, the exterior lights will be, full cutoff touch down. Page 54, 5A, 1, A4. And C, that's downlights, that's dark skylights, and C1. And we're not dealing with the garage and the driveway yet, because that's the way it is. And then on page 58, the utilities, that's the traditional, any vents, etc., will be painted a dark color to.
What's the site limit?
Yeah, it's, page 58A6. You do the whole page, so. Architectural features, page 67, directional entrances. Building should have vertical entrances, A, A1, no, just A, B. On page and windows and doors, we have to get all the way back to page 70. And the trims on all windows, this is going to start the actually. Here we go. What size is your trim?
The four, basically 1x4, a full 1 inch. About 3.5 is the dimension of it.
And the corner trims,
And same on the corners,
1x4s?
2 or 1x4s on the corners.
We've been doing 6 inch, haven't we? On the other side.
They've all been, 4 inch, 4 as well.
That's what you've been doing.
We used 4 inch on some of the 6 inch on like Fred's house and 4 inch on the ones in Main Street, so they're mixed up a little bit.
How about 6 inch on this one? And 4 around the windows. Just,
Sounds good.
A little diversity. Yeah.
please.
There's stipulation.
So,
6
any
inch
other questions on the girls?
6 inch corner. Corner.
You have questions on any of the windows, on the elevation? Not yet. J and J1 is what the trim should be dimensions similar to that used historically in the window trim is a 1x4, and it is. And then we got diverted into discussion on what. But please look at all of the signs. How we're going to handle. Yes, I wish we had that one. This one up there. One with the window.
You know,
It's so wonderful, look at it, you have a front of the
that's in
house.
the bathroom. Yeah.
North elevation to nothing on of the part that extends out by the porch.
The stairway on the interior goes up there, it's the north side, and you will need the other end.
That's where it's from.
There's stairs behind that one, and we're trying to fit where the stairs cut across that, and then it's difficult place one there to kind of fit with the rest of it.
Now, it'd be all right with all the doors. They all have transfers. So we're not into any door discussion.
Our door heights, no 12 doors,
No, 12 footers, no doors.
no 8 doors. Okay. It's fine to keep them down.
Yeah.
That was like, let's just get up size. Yeah, okay. It's
2 by 6.
4. 2 6 by 4. And the siding, because the siding on some of those houses have sort of surprised me a bit, which is, depends on how close. This is hardy board. And it's hardy board until you get to the back section, and then what is that?
No, it's all hardy on the house.
But the back section is boarded back.
It's a board back. It's a hard board back.
And that's typically what you charge for some of the other houses. And is the. Well, that's up to the owner, the intent to differentiate them color wise.
Yeah, just get different texture, different, it's on the garage portion of it was.
No, we're not talking about the garage.
I know, I guess I'm contrasting now, we're gonna look at on that one as well, but, different.
No, this is all, the house itself is all particle.
Yeah.
And that one section in the back, just to change the texture, the color would be different. I was trying to minimize, the vision of the bigger ones. And it could have been, as we've done in the others, a lot of houses in town were built at different stages. And this would
Yeah,
indicate
most all.
part of this house was built at a different stage.
And if the owner comes along with the
Yeah.
size, they don't like having a bi-colored house, they will paint it. I'll say one word. And we'll go this, because, you know, that's become sort of a commonality as opposed to of the entire sort of development.
Is your concern about that, the board and bath, the dimension of the bath? Or spacing, or?
No, it's just that each house seems to have, okay, I'm this and then I'm that, and this and I'm that. It starts to make them more lookalike because each house has that contrast. Does that, do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
here? And that's, no, but if an owner chooses to paint the thing all one color, that's going to, you know, that difference will disappear. It's the fact that it contrasts. Because a lot of times when we have the new additions on, or the additions onto our historic houses were not painted differently than the rest of the house. They were painted into the rest of the house. So they look like part of the rest of the house. And that's, you know, the differentiation in direction of siding is so much as the emphasis on. But that's, you know, that's what I started to notice as I watched people start to choose paint colors for their house, and they're seeing lots of little paint samples show up on houses. And I wondered whether that meant that everything was going to get painted that color.
I think every house is going to be its own
Its own pallet, yes, but, you know, but having a 2-pallet house for every single house, makes it start to look like a pallet. Does that make any sense to you?
I understand what you're saying. The one thing I would point out is that the predominant north side that you see from the street will be the house color, the west side will be the same color, the south side will be the same color. So there'll be a limited view of the two-tone on the north side.
Yeah, and in this house, you scarcely see it because this is all back.
I think this one actually more than any of the other ones looks like somebody added this on later, you know, like it's, the roof is different and the little porch is even a little bit different. I kind of like that. Maybe if it was even more of stained color instead of.
No, I'm not.
Not that I'm
No, because I don't know, if somebody wants to change the look of it, all they have to do is change. You know,
Maybe we should talk about Stone.
No. Okay. we
Or
can't
should
go
I-
back. No,
let's not be smart.
All right, let's move on.
Okay. So,
yeah.
and are we done with the house part of the day?
The report shows the foundation, there's no foundation showing with the materials. On page 76. Well, we gotta have to, that utilities reference, what it is. Then there's some mention. All that's with it. Page 81, the new building materials. D, more synthetic materials may be considered if they appear similar in character. This includes hardy board. And D1. And D2, you're at either 4.5 to 5 inch exposure on the hardy board flat. And the windows are.
Flat, windows.
Okay. Roof materials are all page 82. Section 6C1.
Yeah.
That's. Okay, and that would be all the house.
Details of the
Does the house have that?
The low slopes, the porch and shed roofs are.
What did you have, son? D. On page. Okay. Section 6. And D1. Yeah, and they're all E for the gutters. Now about the garage. I quite honestly don't struggle with garage. One is the village garage. My concerns are that we have one single page. This will be page 91. It says construct an accessory structure that is subordinate in size and character to the primary structure.
This is a special case.
Why is it special? No, it's an accessory building. That's what the pictures are for. That is a living unit. This is a living unit. Yeah, I will. And this is a living unit, and they are all built to be really subordinate to the things that they, and they're all in the historic zone. And they look like the other building, and they're subordinate to it. And this looks like a whole other house.
So, yeah, they left them here.
What?
They were on the Washington's, right?
So that's my, and I think it's wonderful that they are the garages. I'm in agreement that they could have a living quarter, but.
How many square feet is that?
The footprint's just about 1,000 square feet.
Yeah, the footprint is distinctly smaller than the house. If you look at these renderings, and because it sits up and back, it may be 5 feet shorter, but it is 5 feet shorter because the lot goes up, so it's in a different measurement thing. It's, when I look at the renderings of this, where it looks from different places, that's a whole other house. And I realize you could have, when you could just leave the 2 lots, and you could build a whole other house. I realize that, and I think it's preferable to have the garages back there, but I would like to do something that made you feel like that was connected to the thing in front of it.
Physically connected?
Not necessarily physically connected, but in some way that it was, that it isn't a whole other house. It's part of this piece of property. And I think the looks of it, because of its size and its mass and the fact that it rises up the way it does, and maybe it is as simple as connecting it in some way. I don't know, connecting it past it's connected, it's somebody's garage, they might want.
Like a breezeway or something?
Yes, or something that makes it look like this is actually a part of that. Not that it's an extension of it, but that it isn't a separate unit, that it is part of this whole complex. And that's why I looked at some of these other places, whose pictures I just gave you.
You know what, I didn't want to look at this, you know how, like, in some neighborhoods where it used to be one big house, and a lot of land, and then it finally got divided up, and there's a lot of houses built around it, but you always see that one old house, or the farmhouse, or whatever it was at first. This to me looks very much like a farmhouse with a barn behind it.
Well, this has a little connecting fence. Something that it's.
Yeah, but you see, when you deal with these, they're in our historic zone. Yeah, they built the garage and then they built the whole apartment over it, and it is set back. But you know visually that this is a unit, you know. And that was the point that the same thing happened, and this one sits right on the street. And that's wonderful. But you don't think of it as being, okay, here's this whole big different structure. It's part of what all of this is. And so that's, yes.
And you see what the inspiration for the separate unit was the historic photographs when the lots 1 and 2 were originally platted. There was a house and there was a barn. And that was what our inspiration was.
That's a cow.
That's somehow for you to know that is an associated thing. I mean, and yeah, we still have barns, and some of them look like, yeah, they're barns. And you know that barn belongs to that house. And you know it because of coloration, you know it because of all kinds of things. And especially, I guess it's your wonderful big views that,
Yeah, because it's.
make it so done. That's,
So how about a fence or?
I'm sorry, say it
I
again.
said, how about a fence or a breezeway or something?
It said it would come back. Anyway,
What
do
if-
you think about that we don't have to resolve all of that this second because I think we've got plenty of other things to be busy with.
Well, we do, I guess I'd like to get a sense from everybody here that.
Mark, can I,
Yes, please.
yeah, so it's pretty good, I work with Mark. So some form of connection, physical connection, because it actually makes a number of the processes that we've undergone, including the one prior to this one, tonight, moot. Insofar as, it's not an accessory dwelling if we connect the two buildings. They become one single family residence at that point. The building code would view it that way, as would, the zoning guidelines.
So is, are they seeing this as two separate buildings?
The building code views this as two separate buildings. A primary structure and accessory dwelling, just as the guidelines do. The intent of having these as two separate structures was in fact to it's the best way to put this. We thought it was the best effort to meet the intent of the guidelines. After, I would argue, probably 8 weeks worth of back and forth. And I think Tom actually probably has renderings of both. We thought this met the intent of the guidelines more than connecting the two structures together in some way in forming a single larger structure. So just in honesty, we thought this meant, a much better effort at matching the intent of the guidelines than even connecting with a breezeway. That just seems artificial, in a lot of ways. But it would have simplified the processes from an administrative perspective significantly.
So then, do we can do it physically connecting?
That was a suggestion.
Was visually connected.
No, physically connecting was a suggestion.
Well, do we consider like a big fence, like on this picture, to be physically connected?
Not from the building perspective, no. So I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think, I want to visibly know that somehow this belongs to that.
I think this, my first guess is that would come back to materials. As far as, the examples we showed there, pretty much the same materials on both buildings. In all those examples.
Yes, and that's what part of what connects them visually is that they are made of the same materials. And I can understand, if we were really going for a barn, this doesn't remind me of a barn at all. It's a house, a separately saleable house.
Can I make a suggestion? Why don't we get rid of some of the gingerbread on it? Like the overhanging over the doors and all the posts and beams. Simplify it just a little bit, straighten out the cuts so it matches like that.
Yes, some of the petition says that this goes with this, it is not, it's an accessory structure, but it's not a separate lot and a separate home. I mean, you can't suddenly then decide that, well, okay, I'm going to redivide the lots and put this is an accessory building. It is an accessory to this other thing. So somehow it's gonna relate to this other thing.
So it's something as simple as on the north side, a board and bat fence that connected the two, possibly had a gate with a little thing like this over the top of it. And the board and bat material on the house was the same as on the garage.
I think that you can do it with some materials. I think that Mark's suggestion is good, that we're not trying to make this look decorative. It's in the sense of the fact that it is an accessory thing to the other. So.
Color might help too. Because colors are similar.
Yes, yeah.
I actually had a question about how, okay, so you go out this vestibule door of the house to the garage. How do you actually go out to like a sidewalk on the street, or how do you get to the garage?
Yeah. There's a sidewalk that goes directly in the house side door, to the property line. And then there will be, so we don't know exactly the elevation to show it, but there'll be probably a stone walkway over to the door of the auxiliary.
So if it has I hate to say dedicated, but a walkway that goes out that door to the garage with little, so that it looks like these are connected, that you go out to from this building to this one, either your little gate thing that you were talking about, or even if there was, I don't know what you're thinking about fences, if there's a little fence and there's a gate between it, so it's obvious you go down a path and go through the gate to get to the garage, So it's a visual connection with the walkway.
The other thing I think it's time to bring up, we talked about hardy board and bat. I agree that it's not quite as historic looking as what history was. This is a material that comes from the Kremlin Ester sawmill. And our idea on the ADU is to switch to this exact material, rough sawn, but have the bat or the board out and the bat in rather than like this. Now, I think it's still appropriate to not use this on the house and use it only on the barn, but it makes the barn look more distinctively like a barn. And in fact, we have a trip where we contacted Esther and can get the material to us in our time frame, and this is likely what we would want to use on the ADU.
And that would be all around or just in that center?
No, it'd be all around.
All around?
Wow. The little center part would probably not be board and bat. That's right on the north face, in the very upper center, the pump out. That would probably be a flush board.
I think the part is the bump out, not because it bumps out, but the windows and everything that don't speak, that create the sense of, that's what you were talking about, Mark, that
Fancy about it.
yeah, that don't feel like barn or accessory. So, what were you thinking, Mark?
I'm not sure. We can easily make that, our plan is to make this the barn and monochrome. Be a very, very dark red black color. And then again, it's the furthest inset building. And the concept of always having the most inset part of your house and your property be the darkest. That's why we're going to do that.
Yeah.
So the bump out that's referred to is a cantilever portion of the structure. And I would argue it's very uncommon in Georgetown to have that, but it would be very common in an accessory structure like a barn. To have a cantilever piece of structure out there simply from a utilitarian.
What kind of barns you didn't build?
No, I mean, just for lifting, you see it.
Yeah, but you don't
Oh, well, I don't have pictures in front of me, but I can,
barns are usually flush.
Yes.
Hay loft. opens up and you got
I
a rail.
understand, I know exactly what you're talking about, but the whole notion of the cantilever is atypical of the primary structure. And more typical of accessory structure.
But it's not typical of barn.
Yeah.
It's more typical of an accessory structure.
Yeah.
Fine, no, I'm not, we don't need to debate it, but I'm sure we can all generate.
Yeah, it sort of looks like we're gonna approve a separate house with 3 garages. And so then the next time somebody's gonna come in and say, wow, there's that house, now it's gonna be garages. It's like permanently hanging these big block of hay outside. Just a bullet.
Does that shut out?
Yeah, it does, yes. It does,
What
It shuts out right here, this part.
if they use the same, systems.
But this is better, you know. No, I like the, I think that using the secondary material makes some sense.
It's suggesting actually.
Well, it suggests that it's a subordinate, if, you know, because you're looking for something that's subordinate to something else. But the cantilever nature of it is.
How much is that cantilever out there? 2 feet? No, it's not.
And it's all made out of board, and it's all gonna be the same color, not 2 different colors. And what is it that's coming down on the side of that?
These angle timbers.
Those are angled timbers.
So these was kind of added to add some directional emphasis of the vertical as well as what that pop out there is.
Yeah, I actually. Plan we go together.
Take it.
You see, well, the other thing is, please no crosswalk doors, you know.
but Cindy, it's a barn.
It's not a barn, even our barns around here don't have those. It's a garage.
The garage doors, I think, the new garage at, Clinton, yeah, and then have those crosses, that's why I
Yeah.
thought maybe.
A temple name?
Max and David's house.
Yeah, I wondered how they back that by. Who was it, Wilson? We do mistake details. Yes, I did walk by that the other day. I'm a great tendency to just circle back.
Inspecting.
Oh, it's an easy quick walk.
So those doors don't actually open this way, do they? They're regular garage doors.
Yes, that's correct, right, it is. We can make them flat panel.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty,
Let's,
pretty barn, but, maybe it's just this upper details on the whole middle part, bumped out part. Those, 3 little windows and the supports that come down beside it. Are all kind of distorted. Yeah.
We can bring in that bump out, that's pretty good.
I don't know if it's the bump out, it's the detailing around there, the windows and the supports that stick out, holding that little roof that's extended out, maybe that all is just kind of laying nothing to do it. If this is supposed to be the subordinate building to the house really does not have any fancy detail.
So if we let the bump out the way it is, take
Yeah.
off the supports. have the color, have it not accentuated with a different color.
Well, we can't tell you.
But that's what we can do to not pop out.
Yeah, what about those three little windows?
And move that window.
So you prefer to have just the one big window and not the additional three above? Yeah, we can live with that. They were, because that's north facing, they were there to bring in as much light as possible.
You can have a flat skylight.
Well, okay.
Don't offer me. So I would. Let's recommend that we take a look at the changes. Because the discussion isn't the basic overall shape. I mean, we've got, as far as the short process, to start doing walls and those kinds of.
Well, what about the driveway?
Driveway's the road, is.
Okay.
They don't have a very short exposed area, to paint burn and the rest of that.
Just in front of the garage doors and in front, okay. So this is interesting, what we're wanting to revisit the garage, but we're okay with the house.
Well, I would think so. But the revisit of the garage is details more than it is.
So the footprint and everything of the garage, if they were start digging or something like that, we're not gonna make any changes on that, right? So it's not approved, but we're not expecting this is totally different, you know. So garage, we continue.
Can I ask a question? If you guys are doing that, does that affect the recommendation for the special use permit for the planning?
No.
Okay,
That's where it's used, we are.
okay, just wanna make sure. Thank you.
It's,
Because we'll give them the drawings.
yeah.
And-
Yeah, that,
Okay,
it's the, you know, the footprint and everything is gonna basically be there, it's just the details. So it's just like. Yes.
Yeah.
So help me understand the lot. Is there mine tailings at all that you would have to be moving?
There is mine debris, not tailings, on lot one, which is the eastern lot. And we have begun, yes, we will be cutting into that a ways, a short way. And it'll be part of the east wall of the garage is reinforced concrete. Craig's engineering that, but it will all be covered with good dirt and brick, like we've done this.
But will you be moving any of the tailings or the mine debris?
It'll be excavated, left on the lot. It won't be removed from the lot.
The reason I'm asking is there's another person that submitted stuff and we required them to do a TNT plan to make sure that nothing was going to be contaminated.
A BMP plan.
What's his name, Jen?
That's
management practices.
We can give you one of those, and erosion control plans,
Yes.
that's.
Just, it's an erosion and making sure that none of that is contaminated, it's be running off to somebody else.
Mark, you
So
did,
the reason why I'm saying it is I want to be consistent and so that others don't feel like they're doing, you know, injustice to them. So.
It's not a problem, we can, with the building commission, or we can do a BMP plan.
You did an environmental study on that whole area.
Yeah, and that's why we've gone ahead and already done doing the same sort of, and I will call it remediation, but covering the right.
It's a cap.
Yeah.
And during construction, we'll have erosion control lines. Oh, that's.
But for Rick's benefit, and this has nothing to do with this application, but for his benefit, what level of environmental study did you do? What did you do as the environmental study?
Would you like to speak to that one?
No, because I don't remember.
No, I said, would you like me to speak to it? Sorry.
Oh, yes, please.
So, we did soil samples of the debris pile, which is technically what it's called. It's not tailings unless it's processed in a certain way. So the waste rock was sampled, and then we developed what was called a materials management plan, which was reviewed by the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment and the Colorado Geological Survey. And we basically came up with a plan for any, and this was part of Washington Mill, which is lots south of what we're talking about tonight, but we've continued the same methodology across the lots 1 and 2 as well. Capping those tailings with clean soil or riprap rock, 8 to or 12 to 6 to 9 inch riprap is what we had there. And I can get you a copy of this.
Okay, yeah, the important part of it though was that was a full plan that was reviewed by CDPH.
That's exactly what I was doing.
And so if you could give him a copy of that plan, it would be helpful in other instances, so we'll be able to explain to people, you need one of those.
You set the standard and I just need.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
How can you
they
do that?
have really done due diligence and,
Thank you for clarifying.
yeah, because due diligence is what you're after.
Yeah, I'll give that to you all.
That would be very helpful, actually.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Would it be possible to consider a COA for the house? And then when we come back in 2 weeks, maybe not, you give us one for the auxiliary?
Well, you can go, I think you can go ahead and start digging.
Yeah, but you're, not approved on the design on the garage yet. So the house is okay. Like I was saying, we're not talking about changing the footprint of the garage or anything like that, but it's the outer details that still want to see some changes on. So you basically, is that kind of a condition?
Yeah, but yes, I think we have to give you a COA on the whole application with the condition that we will see amendments to the exterior of the garage. I don't think we can break apart an application like that.
That works.
Yeah, and that's, and so that gives us the opportunity to sign off on those, things for the next thing. I think. I'm not thinking actually at all.
It's been a long week.
So you want to table this, what we'd like to do?
No, we're going.
I think we just have an exception or a stipulation that the exterior of the garage is yet to be finally reviewed.
Yes.
And everything else is, okay. All right. So did we address that? The wall behind the garage? Was that what this discussion was? I'm sorry. You said that from one of these pictures, it looks like there's a fairly tall retaining wall behind the garage on the east side.
It's actually the garage wall.
Okay. All right. Thank you. It's out here, it looks like steps. So that's something. Okay, so do I have a motion? Somebody know what the motion is? Yeah. That we grant the COA for this property with the house as submitted, but the garage yet to be reviewed. And exterior of the garage to be re-reviewed. The aggregate concrete base 5237 and fences submitted later. 6-inch corner boards, and that's all the stipulations I have. So moved. Okay, so here a second.
I'll second.
And any more discussion or audience comment? Aye. Against?
Thanks, everyone. Next time. we do questions.
Jackson, strong.
Oh, happy birthday. You should have gone first. I am. I'm down to 129.
All right. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, me? Yeah. Oh,
I'm sorry.
is there anything else?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So, the Parks and Rec Commission was thinking about, doing some added amenities in some of the parks, but we didn't want to get too excited until we came and, showed the ideas to you all and see if you have any thoughts about it and would it fit with Whirling, would it fit with City Park? And I tried to include as much specs as we could find, like the dimensions, the colors, everything, so you guys can take a peek and just wanted to get some recommendations from you and, you get my pen, so I can write down everything. So,
What are you thinking about putting in?
so, oh, I didn't give you the.
Yeah.
Just. Yeah, so we were recommending, the chess table at City Park.
Nice.
And then the ping pong and the carnival at Whirling Park.
I want to comment.
Okay,
I think the Roland Park stuff is great.
okay,
Absolutely great. And I think the chess table is great in Roland Park. City Park was built in 1886 to be a walking park. Yes, we've let it become a ton of other kinds of things, but it was, yeah, with the City Park, you know, and it had its beautiful wrought
Yeah.
iron entries and its tree lined things, and people had picnics and walks, but it wasn't really the games place.
Mhm.
And that's why I think Roland Park is so perfect,
yeah,
because it's got, you know, it's got space to do these other kinds of things, so, it would be my impression as a historian and as the. Do I have to search on how you restore a wrought iron? It's not a
oh,
wrought
I
iron.
remember it.
Yeah, a wire fence, so you can try to restore a wire fence sometime. Okay.
Barbara,
What?
I've done Barbara.
Yes, you know, I'm sure you have that right. No, I would hope that we look at, City Park, start to look at City Park as our more formal, as its formal self, and I think these. Put the games over there. And put the games in wrong.
Does City Park always have a playground? Like,
No, Fall House Place.
That was a discussion.
That was a big
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah.
That's the session I was on, I would have fostered choice in Roland Park.
Yeah, we
Well,
chose
yeah,
the chess
yeah.
game because it's smaller and more quaint, and we thought it would be sort of tucked under a tree, you know, and.
I get that, but it's a concrete structure
Mhm.
that's, is, you know,
Okay,
if we can find a chessboard, we can sort of. Decide.
I thought one of those big ones that you, people on the chess players, you know.
oh, yeah, right, there's one like right over here.
Yeah.
And then, do we bring, I mean, if we select the game, and do we bring it back to you all with the location we want, I don't know how that works.
No, I don't think that works that way. I mean, I think this isn't permanent stuff in a way, but of course it's concrete, it gets
Heavy.
You know, I'm not sure how much, these are games. Go for
Okay,
Well, yeah, I would say maybe 10 to concrete. So it's
Yeah.
not gray concrete, right?
Did you guys see the colors in there, or did you have any recommendations on that? Because, you know, I know enough to be dangerous, and if you guys have any recommendations, please email me. I'd love to. Cornhole, yeah.
People play that in chess.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
Yes, they will. I
Did I not?
mean,
Well, there's.
Chess is fun, but you're gonna, you know, lots of people, you're gonna congregate towards the cornhole.
Yeah.
Cause it's, you know, it's just so.
Yeah.
It takes you an hour or so, whereas, you know, it's just, you know what I mean? Where this is just one, two people, that's it. This one could be multiple, so, together.
Yeah, no,
There you go.
Telling you
Yeah,
these
I don't
ones are
agree.
areas that will into. Park is just gorgeous for that, and we don't do a baseball diamond there anymore, so we're not putting balls through the.
Yeah.
Or Saturdays, whatever.
With trees that are going,
Where do you store the pieces?
with trees that are going.
Well, we chose these games because when we have to replace the pieces, which I'm sure we will,
But not anymore.
then they're not that expensive. It's like the horseshoe pits, you know, I think we've replaced the horseshoes like once. So, and I thought that was pretty good ROI. You know, so we picked cornhole because the bean bags are cheap, we picked ping pong because the paddles and the balls are cheap. And we know, you know, even though we'll put them out there, that they will disappear. But the replacement of those pieces is relatively low, so.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, we just.
I read that.
So there's no more horseshoes.
No, they're still there.
Oh,
Yeah.
but people.
We, in the time that we've installed them, I think we've only replaced the horseshoes like once. So I think that's pretty good.
That's not bad.
I know, I was thinking they were going really fast, but it's, you know, pretty
Do the
good.
skates last?
Yeah, well, I mean, until they get wore out. you know.
Yes, but people aren't.
Oh, no, they leave skates on my front porch all the time. Take them over to the shed. Skates are no, I get donations all the time at my front porch, yeah.
Good thing you're not collecting old skis, you'd be.
Oh, gosh, no,
You would be very, yes.
so. I know. So, on Sean's comment, I don't want gray. I was thinking maybe an earth tone green or,
Yeah.
you know, something I didn't want. I just didn't want gray. Yeah, there's browns in there too. But if you guys have a special color that works for you, please email me and say that pick this color, because I don't wanna pick a color.
Non-fluorescent, please.
No, I would love to do just earth tone, similar to the surrounding, like we did the little shed there, so, yeah. That's it.
Yeah, and that's it pops right into.
It looks great.
And it's just fine, looking good.
Yeah, and I think we can keep some backup supplies in there, because we still have room even without all the decorations, so. That's good. Okay, is that everything?
That's everything.
Okay, running away. Yeah. No, I got my emails done, so that's good. Yeah.
So did you have a conceptual or?
Well, yes,
You want to go ahead and introduce yourself real quick?
yeah, sure. I'll do that. No problem. So.
Take the road, Terry.
Alright, so I'm Richard Howard, on lot, on the east side of town, near the lake. And I'm looking to build on it. It's in the shape of an ice cream cone, so that makes it a little challenging. Thinking maybe a few of you guys may have seen it. I was talking to a couple of people in the office here. And I do have some conceptuals.
I'm sorry, what's the address on the lot?
Well, technically, it's 1901, Silver Queens, I'm sorry, listening to the street that goes right up to Saxon Road.
It's Maine.
So there's Maine, which turns into Saxon, but there's one that goes down in front of the, Dry Creek.
Oh, that one way is
That's
Clear
Clear
Creek?
Creek, I think. Yeah, that's Clear, yeah, okay, so I think it's technically Clear Creek, but 1901 Clear Creek, I think is the address. But I don't, it doesn't, there are no houses in that area, so. it doesn't-
1901 is the Silver Queen.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
It's like,
It's lot 2 of the Silver Queens. it's there's a mining claim that runs right through the two, I forget what the name of it is, but it's basically the one that faces the Saxon.
Isn't it right kind of by the old clubhouse sort of, just next?
Yeah, so there's a small building on the downslope of the lot that I think is their clubhouse, which has a little metal roof. It's probably
And
like,
you're kind of right above that.
yeah, right. So that's the location.
Yeah, all right.
You guys have a mental kind of where that is.
It's Robert Saxon splits off. and
Yes,
gets that
precisely. Yep, right there.
Got it.
So, I do have drawings, and been mostly just playing right now at this point, trying to get some conceptuals as to what I want to do. I think my first drawings were probably a little outside of kind of the harmony of the area. So I'm trying to tone it back a little bit to see a little bit more in line with what I'm seeing here. And if anybody wants to see, I've got drawings. So.
Conceptualize.
All right.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Just spell your last name for me too.
Yeah, HOWLETT, so unfortunately, I don't have a giant printer, but that's the survey. Of a lot. These are my first drawings, but I think that the big scooping wall is probably would be the only thing in town like that. So I kind of came back and said, well, I need to kind of tone that back a little bit, and so let me get it. For you. And so one of the things I was trying to pay attention to is sort of what you guys are looking for on facade and materials and things like that. But I think that's a little bit along the lines of what I need to look at. But it's kind of hard to see going through this, but garages, it's a 50 so I'm planning to live over the unit on these garages, and then more or less I don't want to let this out and just have family come and visit and stay there. I love my kids, but we'll leave it at
How old are these?
that. Oldest one's 21 right now, so.
Oh, yeah.
still got a couple of years, but- I'm glad you guys did that. I have to explain it, but anyway. Yeah, I remember myself at that age, and I was a total pain in the ass to my parents, but I did get better, so.
So you got this coming.
Yeah, it's coming along. But, yeah, so I'm looking at doing a deck over the second unit like this, and I don't know if that's something you guys would be like freaking out over or not.
Where's the street?
Oh, so the street, so if you, let me see, if I've got a better image.
I'll have it.
So this part of the house right here, this is where the garage goes in this way. This is that Clear Creek Drive,
Right.
and this is Saxon Mountain right here.
Yeah.
And so this is where the garage would be going in. And so this is that jutting out kind of section right here with setbacks. The other thing that I'm asked for is variances, because there's about, from the lot line to the road, about, I want to say 30 some odd feet. Road kind of got put in the wrong place. In fact, the road runs through the lot here. And this is roughly.
Which road?
Clear Creek.
Okay.
So this is the 25-foot setback line from the edge of the lot. And so I've got the garages kind of going back just a little bit from there. And then I'm looking for a 5-foot setback here, and a 5-foot setback here, since there's a lot of room between.
What is in the back room?
It's mostly,
No, not your lot, who's out here?
oh, this is a mining claim. Part of the, I think it's part of the, you know, I'm not
You got kids around there.
about what it is.
And then that,
Yes.
no, you're right.
Yeah, that looks right.
Right there.
This is stairs.
No,
I mean,
that's-
I'm literally at the bottom there.
That's the lot, right?
Yeah.
That.
Yep.
The one with the curve.
Yep.
And that's Saxon Mountain.
Yep.
Going up there and this Main Street and going down Clear Creek Drive.
Yep.
Okay, and you're right where that takes off. And I don't, that's a mine.
Yeah, that's mining claim on one side, and a mining claim on the other side.
I don't see the one on the other side, I didn't see that one.
I believe, well, technically, I guess I'm telling you it's not.
These are mining claims, yes, but they don't come down to you.
It's weird because when I looked at it on the
Where is that much?
Yeah,
For the county?
yeah, it does show that there is a mining claim that goes right up to, well, I should be careful how I say that. So the road, I guess, is city property, and that kind of comes off as a parcel. And then the road kind of comes to an abrupt end, and right next to that. Well, technically, I think it would be Saxon's work. Oh, wow, okay. It's me, right? Oh, this is me, right here. It's a yellowish color. So it's green, it's number 7. Actually, where's our
It's BLM, it's more BLM. It's zone,
if you want.
it's already, it's been zoned park plan.
Oh, there.
It's just like the teal is.
Okay.
But the green is land for required, for recreation.
Yes,
Okay.
By the town.
That's what.
What's the claim right here? You know, the crosses all the zones, then I'm right here, on this one.
Yeah.
So.
And you actually come into this plan?
Or maybe that's not as.
No, what do you mean by that?
You are just there, you don't come into the green.
No. Yeah, literally, so the road itself comes up and goes out.
Yes, because what this doesn't show is that's not road.
It doesn't, and like I say, it doesn't quite follow what is here, unfortunately. Like I said, this kind of goes up.
Whoa,
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the guy right there, which isn't quite right. So, yeah, so Saxon runs more or less about this far out. It actually goes pretty far out from the lot. And so there's a lot of room between my lot line and Saxon Mountain. And so that's why I was asking if it would be possible to get a variance on this edge. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and that's up to the board.
Oh, it's not, okay.
Yeah, that's up to the board of adjustments. You have a good argument here, but it's up to the board.
Okay. Yeah, because I think otherwise my plans, it gets really tight.
So you wanted a 5 foot setback?
Yeah, 5 foot setback.
That's what it was.
The front?
Is that what you're talking about?
So that'd be the
That's an
side,
interesting question.
that'd be the side of the property. So you have 10 foot setbacks, right? Because this is a weird, this is a
I
weird
don't know
property.
what you have in the meadows.
Here, we put another right here.
So
That would be a corner lot then.
So, yeah, so I remember this. I
This
guess that's true, this is like corner lot, so I don't know if that's quite easy.
Corner lots are even crazier. It's not normal. Because you have like visual lines of hazard.
Oh, sure, right, yep.
Except that he's not really on the corner, because the road is far enough off of his lot line that he's not. Corner.
So maybe the lot line could just say where the actual growth
So
is.
you're 15, 5, 10. Corner, yeah, 10 feet. So you would have to do a variance.
Five, yeah, that's what, yeah, that's more or less what I'm looking for. So I wanna take 5 here and then take 5 here. So that's kind of
But
what,
you're looking at a sort of a curved structure.
yeah, well, it was originally, but I figured that was gonna be You guys are probably, hell no. Once I started really looking at the architecture here, I was like, there's no way that ever let me do this. It's a little too
I
brutal.
think we have a guideline about the geometric forms.
Ah, okay. Oh, do you? I didn't
Ground
come
is
across
just-
that way.
Right.
Well,
Ground is
the
just-
historic
Yeah.
context. In the historic, yeah.
Not doing, you know.
Yeah.
It's gotta be in the historic context.
So then that kind of brings up my next little question. Around the staircase, is that,
Is it inside?
it's, well, this is the wall. So it would capture that. I can square it up, that's not a problem, but just curious. My wife will. Square the outside and stick around the way. That's good. Okay.
So what's the
Outside.
exterior material?
It could be a floating staircase. So I really like stone and chunk of it, probably anything, obviously the foundations and anything else exposed to stone, for sure. And then I really want to kind of build maybe that new door, with stone, and then do some kind of, I see a lot of like 2-inch shot in town, and not a whole lot more, but in 4-inch, and then 4 to 5. Okay, so is that kind of the typical?
Not necessarily.
Well, I've seen
Not
some
necessarily
really ugly
in the
stuff
meadows.
too.
In
Yeah.
the meadows, you've got a lot more flexibility. in
Yeah.
what you can do, because you're not doing, you haven't built with black down. Few places, but a lot has done.
So
So you've got a lot more leeway in your materials and your work.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things that I don't like that I've seen there, but.
Well, us too.
So it's like, well, it almost feels like anything would go, but not quite. So then I think the next question is around the fenestration, you know, I want to do some sort of long, tall windows. And I kind of want to keep that as a design element throughout the design. Is that problematic?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the horizontal ones. Okay. So, okay.
Or flooring.
Okay. And then small windows, kind of like portholes almost, but not quite portholes, 15 by 15, is that too small or?
We haven't been doing portals.
Well, they're square. They're square, they are square, yeah, they're not.
If it works with architecture.
If it works with architecture. too,
Because we did approve it at the part where the condos and apartments over there.
Separate and not in a, you
So
know.
yeah, it works with architecture.
Okay, and then really kind of doing it back over and doing it like this, is that I've seen at least one example over there like that, but I just.
I would say problem with that, the railings maybe.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with the concept of that. No.
Okay, and
That
then,
actually would be rather lovely because it's sort of efficient.
Yeah.
Nobody's much, but yes, the people who drive Saxon up the road.
yeah, well, that's okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'll try not to sunbathe too much. Yeah, nobody will be driving up there anymore.
No.
So, and then of course, this lot has, I've got to get the terrain map from the surveyor, didn't quite get that yet, so I'll have a better understanding. It sounded like you guys were 4 foot retaining walls. No more,
So
sorry.
that you can step up higher.
Otherwise, they have to
just step
start
back.
Yeah, you gotta do steps.
Yeah.
Okay, that's straightforward.
Not concrete.
And not concrete, okay, not concrete. So as far as like materials for retaining walls, what do you guys like?
Stone.
Well, it's stone faced, it can be stone faced concrete.
Yeah, but stone
It's
looks,
gotta be.
You guys like stone?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, stone would be preferable.
stone is
People have
accessible.
done them
Okay.
in ties, you know, large, but that rots away.
Right, yeah, I did that in my very first house and kind of said I'd never do that again. It's, yeah.
Yeah.
So is that gonna, what's the lot coverage down there? That would be a section of that too?
I feel like 40%, oh, and that was a question I had, so, that's footprint, right?
30.
Is it
It's
30%?
because maximum building coverage. Yes,
maximum is
and
30.
are,
I need a double
are you
check.
in the Meadows residential?
30%.
And the 30% in Meadows residential was because their lots typically are much larger.
Yeah.
And typically they are much larger than
And
the
it's a
town
real
lots.
two-story houses, and if you
Yeah,
got
no, it's like there's something else.
Yeah, and that's why we have less than lot coverage, like 40%.
So I take it you've looked at the guidelines?
I have found, I think I found the right ones, so. and
You
It's
know,
it's like
you're
about,
in
it's about 100 pages short.
You're in books
And
three.
it's for the Meadows, and
Yeah.
the Meadows is the historic and
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, but you're in book three, and you want to look not only in the section that says Meadows residential, you want to go into the back chapters of the, book three that discuss, well, look at it, it's index, that discuss landscape, et cetera, and all of those.
Section 26.
They're just in the.
Front page.
I saw them. You haven't saw it, but I heard.
It's not cheap, the lot is surveyed in back 5,800 square feet, but county records show it's 9,000 square feet, so I gotta figure out. I think what they did was they transposed the wire, so. That's, I guess.
That's what they get.
Yes, but I do like I said, I got the 30% is what it is, I'm probably wrong.
I don't know, that's why I said, you know, let's figure out how to.
That's what I'm scared of. I want.
Hey, everybody, this is still a meeting.
Yeah, I'm familiar with
It
that.
says free. It says free stuff.
We decided.
Yeah, we just know.
Oh, no, I saw.
I swear to
Doctor,
God.
he said they're like, so it's like, how you guys did it, so I'm back.
They were on the agenda, go.
Yeah, it sounded like they were a little concerned about the house size, they just wanted around the house, so that's the.
Yes.
Some
All right.
smaller house, so.
Guys.
Thank you. I understand, you guys. Probably want to go.
We haven't seen the person who acted on this.
Then on one.
So we gotta do some minutes. Thank you.
All right, no, thank you, I appreciate the feedback.
And I did not see anything on it.
so tired, I'm not sure if I was reading or not.
Oh. When Betsy presented on page 2.
Yes.
Please indicate you recuse yourself. On that one, and on the front one. I can see it. Where we have the Susan under 10, right now, Steve could we indicate that that was just the instruction, just so that we use that.
Okay, and then just, we need to figure out if we're gonna try to schedule a work session on the guidelines. We can email each other back and see who wants to be in on that, or send in your notes that you've been taking, and a couple people
I think
do
it
it.
would be better if we sat down.
Yeah,
Because we might pick out something to guess. or-
yeah, oh yeah, I think it's better to do it all together.
Yeah, so lot.
So,
Meetings we said.
Vote on these minutes.
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
And so, yeah, so shall we by email come to a conclusion on when good time to get together is? Probably take a few sessions, but if you kind of will be doing it at home, looking at.
I'm thinking with days and weekends.
I'm open, so I don't, it doesn't matter to me. I wanted to say one thing about this, because I've been going through mine, and there was something I saw that I thought was interesting, and I didn't want to bring it up with.
That's a journey.
That's what,
I make motion to adjourn.
okay,
I'll second that.
all good.
Aye.
Sure.
I finally got my business card.